Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's a beautiful day to be in Sunshine City here in St. Pete, and we're here to make some exciting announcements about opportunities to grow and thrive here. I want to thank Mayor Welch and the St. Pete City Council for their vision, because together Mayor Welch, the council, and the community leaders who are here, the faith leaders who are here, the neighborhood activists, the small business owners, I hear you loud and clear that you are hopeful for Saint Petersburg, where everyone is involved in the growth and the opportunities here. So that's what this is all about. Since I had the opportunity to come back with the privilege of representing the Sunshine City in the Congress, right away Mayor Welch and community members said, our vision is as the city expands and grows, that it is our intention that everyone benefit, no matter their zip code, no matter the part of St. Petersburg they live in. So we got right to work looking for opportunities through the community funding initiatives to help target some of the projects that need that little extra boost. And one of them is right here at the Enoch Davis Center. The Enoch Davis Community Center is the go-to community center for South St. Pete. This is where families come, our seniors come for a little extra food assistance, for making sure they stay connected. But as you can see, it's kind of, it's a little bit dated. And Mayor Welch has a vision, along with the council, to turn this Enoch Davis Center into a real focal point for community connections. So I'm really excited to announce today that I'm now seeking $1.5 million for the first phase of planning and construction for this go-to community center here in South St. Petersburg. My predecessor, Congressman Charlie Crist, had laid the groundwork for this with a $200,000 community funding grant in the past. So Charlie, thank you for your commitment here. Now we're going to build on this. This is an 18,000 square foot multi-service center right next to the James Weldon Johnson Branch Library. This is going to be a state-of-the-art community center, hopefully with solar, the most energy efficient type of community center that we can envision here in the Sunshine City, where young and old alike can come here and connect and grow and thrive. So I'm very excited about this. We have our community outreach office hours here routinely. So I know the hardworking people who serve this community here, they also have a vision for greater use and greater interaction among our neighbors. And when we're talking about making sure that everyone is lifted up here in St. Petersburg, right now it is addressing the housing squeeze, the affordability squeeze, where so many of our neighbors are really struggling to make ends meet. That's why I so believe in the Sankofa Affordable Housing Initiative and everything that they are doing in the Deuces to lift up our neighbors, to provide them with a small business opportunity. So this is also the announcement for that I've decided to apply for $4 million for the Sankofa Affordable Housing Initiative, an economic development initiative from HUD. This is so we can bring much needed housing that is affordable to South St. Pete. This is an area that really suffered when the interstate highway systems were put through, and their vision is for first of its kind transformational housing, mixed use commercial development in South St. Pete. And the affordable housing started with 24 townhomes, 1 to 3 bedrooms that are dedicated to our hardworking neighbors that need that extra boost. The other community funding initiative goes right to the heart of what we have to do to protect this community by alleviating funding, getting ready for more severe storms, And I'm thrilled, even though we're on the south side of town, a new community project also for pre-disaster mitigation from the Department of Homeland Security, a $5 million storm drainage improvement initiative in the Edgemoor area that I know Councilman Montanari is thrilled about as we all deal with more concentrated flooding events. If we can prevent flooding, we can save lives and we can prevent property damage down the way. So these are a few of the community project funding initiatives inspired by Mayor Welch. This community, the council, neighborhood leaders, faith leaders, small business owners who understand that the future of St. Pete is bright, but in order to get there, we have to work together to make sure that everyone benefits. Everyone has that pathway to opportunity. So thanks, Mayor Welch. I'm thrilled to be with you here today. There's no greater leader, no one who's more devoted to the Sunshine City, who understands the challenges of our neighbors during this affordability squeeze than my good friend, the great Mayor of St. Pete, Mayor Ken Welch.
Good morning. This is what progress looks like in St. Petersburg. And to Representative Castor, thank you so much for your continued leadership on behalf of your constituents in St. Petersburg and on both sides of the Bay. Your commitment to opportunities and progress to communities across your area is exemplary, and we are blessed to have you once again as our congressional representative. Thank you for this year's $10 million federal request, and also, as you mentioned, for this year's appropriation, which brings improvements to the Manhattan Casino, the James Weldon Johnson Library, and the Enoch Davis Center. Here in St. Pete, it is about our team, and we have great leaders both on our elected team and our staff. I'd like to acknowledge our great city council members who are here today, including our chair, Brandy Gabbard, Councilmember Lisette Hanowitz, Councilmember John Muhammad, and Councilmember Ed Montanari. Are there any other council members? Did I get them all? Okay. When our administration got to work a little more than a year ago, we promised to focus on partnerships and to work with our partners at the local, state, federal, and community level to deliver results for all of our residents in St. Petersburg, ensuring that no neighborhood would be left behind. And that's what we mean by inclusive progress. And this federal investment is a great example of the power of that kind of partnership. A federal investment that will support our infrastructure, enhance our access to education, neighborhood, and community services, and support affordable and workforce housing right here in St. Petersburg. And just to give you a little bit more detail, the community project funding requests total more than $10.5 million, including $5 million for storm drainage improvements, a critical investment to strengthen our city's resiliency as we navigate the environmental challenges brought by sea level rise and climate change. Another $4 million is allocated for the Sankofa Affordable Housing Development, addressing the critical challenge of housing availability for our residents and our workforce. And finally, $1.5 million for the Enoch Davis Center Planning and Design, which will fund the comprehensive plan necessary to redevelop, and the Congresswoman was kind, but I'm gonna call it a vital but aging facility, into a modern community hub, a hub that the community deserves, focused on opportunity and innovation, and providing our residents with the facilities, technology, and tools to excel in our competitive 21st century economy, and supporting neighborhood health and safety. And our work is not done. We look forward to working with Congresswoman Castor and all of our partners and stakeholders to develop innovative and impactful approaches to building inclusive progress in every part of St. Petersburg, because as you know, we are St. Pete. And now I'm honored to introduce our council chair, Brandy Gabbard. Thank y'all for being here today.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Beautiful day here in St. Pete. Always a good day to celebrate. I want to thank Congresswoman Castor for being here with us today, and thank you to my colleagues, also city council members, and to the mayor. And just wanted to share with you a little bit my perspective on these projects, just because I don't think that anyone believes that getting $10 million potentially in funding is easy from the federal government. How does that happen? It happens because of relationship building and collaboration. It isn't every day that you see governments working together for the betterment of its residents. Congresswoman Castor and Mayor Welch are two examples of how that can happen quickly, effectively, and successfully. A few months ago, Congresswoman Castor visited our city and spent time speaking with city staff and stakeholders involved in the various projects around our city. She did so thoughtfully and with purpose. She did the work to understand the needs of our city and the importance of these projects. Community services through the Enoch Davis Center, of which we stand at now, affordable home ownership and economic development at Sankofa, and resiliency and sustainability through the $5 million in storm drain improvements are all going to be funded, and I am speaking into the positive, they will be funded through the principles that we all see eye to eye on. This process of asking for these funds is not easy. You've heard a little bit about some of the success that we've had in the past, but getting this $10 million will take us all to the next level. I want to congratulate the members of Mayor Welch's administration and Congresswoman Castor's congressional team for all of their hard work to this point. None of this happens without the staff who actually puts this together. So I want to thank all of them for their commitment to these projects and to this funding. Congresswoman Castor chose to put a focus on our city needs, and Mayor Welch has made the hard sell. So I believe in the end of the day, we will win. I want to thank you both for your leadership and for the opportunity as council chair to not only spend time with you both on that beautiful day in February, but to learn from the examples of strong leadership that you both set. Thank you so much. And with that, I want to introduce Commissioner, I almost called you Congresswoman. Maybe I'm thinking into the positive for the future too. Commissioner Renee Flowers.
Good afternoon. I had to make sure that Congresswoman Kathy Castor knew, no ma'am, not me. It is such a pleasure to be here on this afternoon. And you've all heard about the 10 million plus that will be coming our way. I speak that affirmatively into the environment and the atmosphere. And you've heard about the aging prospectus of the building that we are in front of, as well as the library next door. And you've also heard about the wonderful housing component that will be coming through Sankofa on the other end of 22nd Street, also known as the Deuces. But I just want to pay homage to some persons or individuals who are responsible for even these edifices being here. When we think about Mr. Ernest Filia, who once served as the council member for District 7. When we think about Mr. Enoch Davis himself, who was a civil rights activist right here in the city of Saint Petersburg and looked at issues such as economic development and what's going on with the exploration of expanding opportunities for persons who lived on then what they declared as the South Side. When we think about Module 16 and so many of the individuals whose names are on the plaque here to my right, when they came forward and said, we want to expand the facility and we want to dedicate a component of this facility so that individuals will always remember the history as it relates to why this building is standing. I also want to give homage to all of the pastors, those who were here then and those who are with us here on today. I see Pastor Lewis Murphy and Reverend J.C. Pritchett. I also see Reverend Kenny Irby, because it is the allowing of the community to come together in their edifices and talk about where do we go from here and how do we get there and who our partners are. And that's how we're able to really partner with the Congresswoman and all of the hard work that she and her team does. That's how, as a county commissioner, I'm able to partner with the mayor of the city of St. Petersburg and its city council members. I'm able to partner with the St. Petersburg Police Department Chief Holloway to look at safety and security. And so it is truly my honor and pleasure as your commissioner for this district that we continue in that vein. We have enough negativity that's going on out there, but what we are desiring to do is to bring a positive outlook on all of the things that we can do together to improve the conditions, the work relationships, and the quality of life for the residents that we all serve together. Thank you so much for allowing me to share. This is truly a momentous occasion, and yes, it is a good day to be in the Burg.
Thank you, Commissioner. Before we close, we want to bring up two community members, and that'll close our program. Tamara Felton Howard here to talk about Sankofa and affordable housing, and Beatrice Farrell, the Director of Digital Inclusion, representing Community Foundation Tampa Bay and the African American Heritage Association. So we'll start with Ms. Howard, and then Beatrice will come up and close for us.
Good afternoon. I am attorney Tamara Felton Howard, and I'm here today serving as the interim CEO for the 2020 plan, which is a partner with the Sankofa Vision Group. We are a part of the partnership for the Sankofa project. We consist of several nonprofits, the 2020 plan, Mount Zion Progressive Missionary Baptist Church, and I see Pastor Lewis Murphy is here with us today. The Tampa Bay Black Business Investment Corporation, we have Albert Lee, and the CDC of Tampa, Ernest Coney is here, and the Pinellas County Urban League, Malcolm Flakes is here representing them. Sankofa is a word in the Twi language of Ghana meaning to retrieve or literally go back and get. Its use in African American culture represents the need to reflect on the past in order to build a successful future. Up until the late 1960s and early 1970s, the Deuces had been a hub of talent, creativity, and entrepreneurship, truly a place to live, work, and play. The Sankofa Vision Group came together in 2019 with the vision of Deuces Rising, a plan to assist in restoring the bright lights of 22nd Street. The Sankofa project is a three-part vision which includes new construction of 24 townhomes that will be sold to families at 60 to 120% of AMI, as well as the creation of a new development fund to accelerate development along the Deuces and other CRA corridors, and a commercial building that will have space for approximately 56 traditional and micro tenants in the retail, office, and food service areas, along with co-working spaces and a tech innovation center. The Sankofa Vision Group is proud to be in partnership with the City of St. Petersburg for this transformative project, and today we express our deep gratitude to Congresswoman Kathy Castor for this historic application for appropriation, and we're claiming it. Congresswoman, thank you for your continued commitment to community redevelopment and your leadership and support of this project. Thank you for hitting the ground running. Also, thank you to Mayor Ken Welch and his administration for your continued commitment to the Sankofa project. Thank you.
Tamara's a little taller than I am. Hello, everyone. I'm honored and proud to be here as a servant in this community. First, let me say thank you, Mayor Welch, Congressman Castor, Commissioner Flowers, and City Council members Mohammed, Montaneri, Hanowitz, and Chair Gabbard. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for making our community a priority for this multi-million-dollar federal investment. Too often, and looking back historically, that was not the case. It has felt like our community was being excluded or an afterthought. Necessary improvements and essential upgrades seem to be approved for another part of town, long before we would even be considered. But today is a critical turning point. I am excited about the potential for a reimagined and state-of-the-art Enoch Davis Center. This site is really a staple in the city of St. Petersburg, a neighborhood city for fashion shows, graduation events, birthday parties, and community meetings. A multi-generational facility that allows personal development classes to grow and learn. A safe place that feels like home away from home. Imagine walking in here, paying your light bill, and then grabbing some popcorn to go on the way out. They do everything here. And the request for $1.5 million to start the transformation into a state-of-the-art facility is fitting, given the community's current use and the historical legacy surrounding the center. Not everyone knows the history, but Enoch Davis was a civil rights activist, and the planned expansion and transformation will truly pay tribute to his life and work in this community. I'm also excited and grateful for the potential funding to help with the construction of Sankofa on the Deuces. I'm looking forward to stormwater improvements. In fact, it's beyond important to maintain our infrastructure. And if there are any doubters in the room, just wait until the next big rainfall and you'll see the point. This federal and local partnership is critical to moving our city forward. And this year's record funding request gives us all a whole lot more to smile about in St. Pete. Thank you for your support.
So that closes our program, but I want to give our media colleagues a chance to ask questions. We have, of course, our leaders here. We have city team here who could answer any questions you might have. Kaylee from Fox, come on, what do you have for us, Kaylee?
When will you find out definitely if this funding is a go? I know it's have this investment. When will you find out definitely?
When will we know for sure if we are approved for the money?
Well, the announcement today is one of the most critical milestones, and hopefully, depending on the Congress and the budget battles that lie before us, we'll have good news by the fall.
Mark, the St. Pete panelists here. In light of those budget battles, how confident are you that this will go through?
I'm confident that this will happen. I'm very confident it will happen. We were a little concerned when the control of the Congress changed. Right now, my GOP friends hold the majority, and we weren't sure that they were going to continue community funding projects, but they did. Most of my GOP colleagues in the Tampa Bay area submitted community funding projects as well, and the appropriations process is happening, and hopefully we'll have some other good news this summer, and then final approval by the fall.
Congresswoman, piggybacking off Mark's question, what kind of conversations have you had at the Capitol and elsewhere to have the support for this funding?
This is constant. What you do over time, and I have a few years of experience now that I can combine with the passion of the St. Pete community to go and stand up and fight for these dollars. And again, I think the beauty of these are that, St. Petersburg is looking good. We're growing. There are more small businesses moving here than ever before. USF St. Pete's going strong. St. Pete College, the county commission with Commissioner Flowers, they are moving in the right direction. But we've got to make sure that the neighborhoods that have long needed the investment, that have been overlooked, that are full of people who are just trying to get food on the table and get the kids to school and get to work and home, we've got to make sure that hard-working people benefit as well as this community grows and thrives. And that's what's intentional about these community funding initiatives, Mayor Welch's vision along with the council today.
All right, I think if there are no other questions, we have renderings in the building so that you can get a vision of the future, with the exception of Enoch, because the funding will help there. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming. And it was a great press conference, right? We're excited about the future. Thank you. And again, renderings are on the inside.